Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the second part of Napoleon Bonaparte Simple History. Today we will talk about his accomplishments as a war commander. As you know, Napoleon, as French commander and leader of French country, was really good in commanding a bunch of troops, let's say like 100,000 troops, as some number that was his norm for commanding, as he had big graduates at military college in Paris, as we talked in previous part, if you haven't checked it. So first thing in today's schedule is Siege of Toulon. In July 1793, Bonaparte published a pro-republican pamphlet entitled Les Soupers de Beaucurie, which gained him the support of Augustin Robespierre, which was one of the Jacobins later, or Robespierre, depending on who do you ask, and his younger brother, Maximilien Robespierre. With help of his fellow Corsican Antone Cristoforo Salicetti, Bonaparte was appointed artillery commander of the Republican forces at the siege of Toulon. He adopted a plan to capture a hill where Republican guns could dominate the city's harbor and force British to evacuate. The assault on the position led to capture of the city. Toulon was strategic point for the French at that moment, which they really needed to capture, just to mention. But during it, Bonaparte was wounded in the thigh. He was promoted to brigadier general, which is a really high rank in army, at the age of 24, catching the attention of the Committee of Public Safety. He was put in charge of artillery of France's army of Italy. Napoleon was really smart person, and he uh, tried to put with many soldiers and really low casualties. So that is strategy we know as shock and awe in the later World War II and World War One. Napoleon spent time as inspector of coastal fortifications on the Mediterranean coast near Marseille, while he was waiting for confirmation of Army of Italy post. He devised plans for attacking the Kingdom of Sardinia as part of France's campaign against the First Coalition. Augustin Robespierre and Salicetti were ready to listen to the freshly promoted artillery general. The French army carried out Bonaparte's plan in the Battle of Sauregio in April 1794, and then advanced to seize Ormea in mountains. From Ormea they headed west to outflank the Austro-Sardinian positions around Sarge. After this campaign, Augustin Robespierre sent Bonaparte on a mission to the Republic of Genoa to determine that country's intentions toward France. So this is about the siege of Toulon. Picture we have right here from Pictogram is actually Napoleon in Egypt, but before Egypt there were few more important battles. These are the first Italian campaign and 13 Wadrian, I think produced like that, but I don't know. So we won't talk about 13th Vendemiaire. We will talk only about Italian campaign, the first one. So 2 days after marriage, Bonaparte left Paris to take command of the army of Italy. He immediately went on the offensive, hoping to defeat the forces of Piedmont before their Austrian allies could intervene. In a series of rapid victories during the Montelene campaign, he knocked Piedmont out of the war in 2 weeks. The French then focused on the Austrians for the remainder of the war, the highlight of which became the protracted struggle for Mantua. The Austrians launched a series of offensives against French to break the siege, but Napoleon defeated every relief effort, scoring victories at the battles of Castiglione, Bassano, Arcole, and Rivoli. The decisive French triumph at Rivoli in January 1797 led to the collapse of Austrian positions in Italy. At Rivoli, the Austrians lost up to 14,000 men, while French lost about 5,000. These are little losses compared to later wars he fought. The next phase of campaign featured the French invasion of Habsburg hinterlands. French forces in South Germany had been defeated by Archduke Charles in 1796, but the Archduke withdrew his force to protect Vienna after learning about Napoleon's assault. In the first encounter between the commanders, Napoleon pushed back his opponent and advanced deep into Austrian territory after winning at the Battle of Tarvis in March 1797. The Austrians were alarmed by uh, the French thrust that reached all the way to Leoben, about 100 kilometers from Vienna, and finally decided to sue for peace. The Treaty of Leoben, followed by more comprehensive Treaty of Campo Formio, gave France control of most northern Italy and Low Countries, and secret clause promised the Republic of Venice to Austria. Bonaparte marched on Venice and forced its surrender, ending 100 years of independence. He also authorized the French to loot treasures such as the horses of Saint Mark. So, during this campaign, he had big influence in the French politics. He found newspapers, one for the troops in his army and another for circulation in France. Royalists attacked Bonaparte for looting Italy and warned that he might become a dictator. They estimated $45 million in funds from Italy during their campaign there, another 12 million in precious metals and jewels. His forces also confiscated more than 300 priceless paintings and sculptures. So, for now, that's that. We will talk about Egyptian expedition and his scheme to be a leader of France later. Goodbye, see you soon, and subscribe. Here will be the button.